In the not-so-distant future, Earth was no longer the center of the universe. Instead, it was a small, forgotten planet, overshadowed by powerful alien species known as apex predators. These aliens were enormous and fearsome, with sharp claws and glowing eyes that struck fear into the hearts of anyone who dared to oppose them. Each species had unique abilities that made them the rulers of the galaxy. They roamed their territories with pride, believing that they were the ultimate warriors of the cosmos. The apex predators gathered in their grand meeting hall, a massive structure built from the bones of creatures they had conquered. It was dark and intimidating, with flickering lights that cast eerie shadows on the walls. The leaders of the different clans sat in a circle, each one more terrifying than the last. They talked about their latest hunts and shared stories of their victories over weaker beings, especially humans. "Look how far we have come," said Raxer, the leader of the Ferox clan. His voice was deep and booming, echoing throughout the hall. "We have crushed the last remnants of humanity. They are nothing but pests, scurrying in the dark like rats." The others nodded, their sharp teeth glinting in the low light. They boasted about their strength and skill, recounting tales of how they had hunted down humans and taken their lands. The predators laughed, feeling invincible. But one among them, a young predator named Varn, felt uneasy. Varn was smaller than the others and had a curious mind. Unlike his clanmates, he had seen humans fight back. He had witnessed their determination, their courage, and their will to survive. It worried him that they underestimated the humans. But what if they find a way to fight back? He asked, his voice trembling slightly. "They may seem weak, but they are clever and resourceful." The room fell silent as the other predators turned to look at Varn. They had never taken him seriously before. Raxer frowned, his eyes narrowing. "Do not speak of things you do not understand, Varn. You have not tasted the thrill of the hunt. Humans are nothing without their machines and weapons. They are not predators. They are prey." Varn felt a wave of anger rise within him. He knew the humans were not just prey. He had seen them band together, using their brains and technology to overcome challenges. They were starting to unite, and Varn couldn't ignore that fact. "We should be careful," he insisted. "We have pushed them into hiding, but that does not mean they are defeated." The other predators laughed again, dismissing Varn's words as the ramblings of a weakling. They resumed their discussions about how to crush the humans once and for all, planning their next hunt to wipe out the last of the human resistance. Varn felt a chill run down his spine. He knew that they were underestimating their enemy, and he feared for the future. Meanwhile, in the shadows of the meeting hall, a group of humans was watching. They had sent scouts to gather information on the predators, and what they learned was chilling. The humans had been living in fear, hiding in caves and abandoned buildings, but they were far from powerless. They were planning their next moves, using the information they gathered to strike back against their oppressors. Captain Alex Turner, a strong and charismatic leader, stood among the humans. He listened closely to the reports from his scouts. "These predators think they are invincible," he said, his voice steady and firm. "But we are not defeated yet. We have survived this long, and we will continue to fight. We must unite and show them that we are more than just prey." The humans nodded, feeling a sense of hope. They began to share stories of their struggles and victories, reminding each other of their strength and resilience. They knew the predators underestimated them, and they planned to use that to their advantage. Varn, the young predator, was still worried. He could see that the other clans were preparing for a final assault on the humans. He wanted to warn them, but felt trapped among the powerful leaders who only wanted to hunt. As the predators left the meeting hall, Varn decided he could not stand by any longer. He would take matters into his own hands. That night, Varn slipped away from his clan's territory. He ventured into the dark wilderness, searching for any signs of human life. He knew he had to find them before it was too late. As he moved through the shadows, he felt a mix of fear and excitement. He was about to face the unknown, but deep down, He believed that the humans might hold the key to a future he had never imagined. As dawn broke, the sun rose over the horizon, casting light on a world filled with danger and opportunity. The humans were still hidden, but their spirit was unbroken. Varn could sense that the tides of battle were beginning to shift. Little did the predators know, their greatest challenge was about to begin. Humans unite. As the sun rose over the small village of Oak Ridge, the humans began to stir from their hiding places. They had learned to adapt to the harsh conditions, living in the shadows of the apex predators. Captain Alex Turner gathered his people in a large, empty warehouse, a safe spot far from the eyes of their enemies. The air was filled with a mix of fear and hope, and everyone knew that change was coming. "Listen up, everyone," Alex called, his voice echoing through the warehouse. The humans turned to face him, their eyes filled with determination. "We have survived too long in hiding. It is time to unite and fight back against our oppressors. We cannot let the apex predators rule over us any longer." A murmur of agreement spread through the crowd. Among them was Mia, a skilled engineer who had spent years working on old technology. She raised her hand and spoke up. "Captain, I have been working on a plan. We can use our old machines and weapons to create traps for the predators. If we can lure them into our territory, we can strike when they least expect it." Alex nodded, impressed by her idea. "That's brilliant, Mia. We need to turn their strength against them. If we can outsmart them, we stand a chance." The crowd buzzed with excitement, and for the first time in a long time, they felt a flicker of hope. In the following days, the humans worked together to gather resources and develop their plans. They scavenged old buildings for parts, fixing up weapons and machines that had long been forgotten. Maya led a group of engineers, teaching others how to create traps using simple materials. They built devices that could stun the predators and make loud noises to confuse them. As they trained, the humans also learned to rely on each other. They shared stories of their struggles and victories, forming strong bonds that made them feel like a real team. Alex encouraged everyone to contribute their skills, whether it was hunting, building, or strategizing. "We are all in this together," he reminded them. "Each of you plays a vital role in our fight for freedom." One evening, while the group was practicing their traps in the forest, a loud roar echoed through the trees. The humans froze in fear, their hearts racing. "What was that?" someone whispered. They all knew it could be a predator searching for them. Alex quickly gathered everyone together and made a decision. "We need to find out what that noise was. It could be our chance to learn more about the predators." The group moved cautiously through the trees, their breaths shallow as they approached the source of the sound. As they got closer, they saw a group of apex predators gathered in a clearing. The predators were celebrating a recent victory, boasting about their strength and how they had crushed another human settlement. Alex and his team listened carefully, taking mental notes of everything they heard. "This is what we're up against," Alex said quietly to his team. "We need to use this information to our advantage." They quickly returned to the safety of the warehouse, feeling both scared and motivated. They now had a clearer idea of what they were fighting against. The next few weeks were filled with hard work and preparation. The humans built more traps and practiced their combat skills. They also reached out to other human groups in nearby towns, sharing their plan and encouraging others to join their cause. Slowly, more people began to rally around them, united by a common goal: to take back their home from the apex predators. As the number of humans grew, so did their courage. They began to form small teams, each responsible for a specific task. Some focused on scouting the predators' movements, while others worked on creating distractions to lure the predators into their traps. The sense of unity and purpose became stronger each day. One day, a messenger arrived from a nearby village. "Captain Turner, we have heard of your efforts. We want to join you in the fight against the apex predators," he said, excitement shining in his eyes. The room erupted in cheers as more and more people came forward to offer their support. They brought weapons, supplies, and valuable knowledge about the predator's territory. As the sun set that day, the warehouse was filled with laughter and joy. The humans shared meals and stories, celebrating their growing strength. For the first time in years, they felt like a true community again. Alex stood back and watched as his people united, and he felt a wave of pride wash over him. This is just the beginning, he thought. Together, we can achieve great things. However, in the shadows, Varn, the young predator, was still watching. He had been observing the humans as they grew stronger. Varn knew that his clan was making a mistake by underestimating them. He felt a sense of urgency to warn the predators, but he also felt a strange pull toward the humans. He began to wonder if there was a way to help them instead. As the days passed, the humans continued to prepare for their first major operation against the apex predators. They were determined to prove that they could not be defeated, no matter how powerful their enemies were. The time for action was drawing near, and they could feel the excitement and tension in the air. The humans were ready to rise up, united in their quest for freedom. The first battle. The day of the first battle finally arrived. The sun rose brightly over the horizon, casting warm light on the makeshift camp where the humans had gathered. Excitement and fear filled the air as everyone prepared for the fight against the apex predators. Captain Alex Turner stood before his team, his heart pounding with a mix of nerves and determination. "Today is our chance to show the world what we can do," he said, his voice steady and strong. "We have trained hard for this moment. Remember your skills and trust each other. We will fight as one." The humans cheered, their spirits lifted by Alex's words. They had set up traps in the forest, using their knowledge of the terrain to their advantage. Mia and her team of engineers had created devices that could stun the predators and create loud noises to confuse them. Now, it was time to put their plan into action. As they moved through the trees, Alex led the group with a focused expression. Each person knew their role. Some would lure the predators into the traps, while others would wait in hiding to ambush them. The team moved quietly, their hearts racing with anticipation. Suddenly, they heard a loud roar in the distance. It was the sound of the apex predators approaching. Alex signaled for everyone to take their positions. The humans crouched low, hiding behind bushes and trees, trying to calm their nerves as the ground shook under the weight of the massive predators. The first group of apex predators entered the clearing, their sharp teeth gleaming in the sunlight. They were larger than the humans had imagined, with scales and fur that made them look even more terrifying. But the humans were ready. As the predators walked closer to the traps, Alex felt a surge of adrenaline. "Now," he shouted, and the humans sprang into action. Mia activated the first trap, and a loud bang echoed through the forest. The noise startled the predators, who turned in confusion. The humans quickly released the stun devices, catching the predators off guard. Several of them fell to the ground, dazed and unable to fight back. The humans cheered, their confidence growing as they saw their plan working. But the battle was far from over. The remaining predators roared in anger and charged toward the humans, ready to retaliate. Alex's heart raced as he saw the fierce expressions on their faces. "Stay focused. Keep moving," he yelled. The humans quickly regrouped, using their knowledge of the forest to outmaneuver the predators. They led the predators deeper into the woods, away from their initial traps. The humans set off more devices, creating chaos in the predator ranks. Each time a predator fell, the humans felt a wave of hope wash over them. In the thick of the battle, Mia spotted one of the larger predators, a fierce creature with bright orange fur and massive claws. It was charging directly at her. Fear shot through her, but she remembered her training. She quickly activated her stun device and aimed it at the predator. The device fired, and a bright light engulfed the creature. The predator stumbled, stunned by the blast. Maya took a deep breath and ran toward it, her heart pounding. "We can do this," she shouted to her team. "Stay together." Meanwhile, Alex was engaged in a fierce fight with another predator. He dodged its powerful claws, using his agility to stay one step ahead. With every attack, he felt his strength growing, fueled by the knowledge that his people were counting on him. With a swift move, he grabbed a nearby branch and swung it at the predator, striking it hard. The creature growled in pain, but didn't give up. As the battle raged on, the humans fought valiantly, working together as a team. They had trained for this moment, and now they were proving themselves. They worked as one unit, using their traps and devices to turn the tide of the fight. Just when it seemed like they might win, another group of predators arrived, drawn by the noise of the battle. This new group was larger and more aggressive. The humans felt a chill run down their spines. They had prepared for one group, but now they faced two. "Fall back," Alex shouted. "We need to regroup." But the humans had already pushed back many of the first group of predators. They quickly retreated to a safer area of the forest, where they could catch their breath and plan their next move. As they huddled together, Alex looked around at his team. "We have proven ourselves today," he said, breathing heavily. "We fought bravely and outsmarted them. But this is only the beginning. We need to be ready for more battles ahead." Mia nodded, her eyes shining with determination. "We learned a lot today. We can improve our traps and strategies. We have to keep fighting." The humans felt a new sense of hope. They had faced their fears and won their first battle against the apex predators. Though they knew the fight was not over, they had taken the first step toward reclaiming their home. As the sun began to set, the humans returned to their camp, tired but proud. They had fought for their survival and had shown the predators that they were not weak. They were humans, and they were ready to rise up. With renewed strength and a burning desire for freedom, the humans prepared for the challenges that lay ahead. They knew they had to unite and continue their fight, for the future of their kind depended on it. Building friendships. After their first battle against the apex predators, the humans returned to their camp with a new sense of hope and determination. They had fought bravely, but they knew there was still much work to do. The taste of victory was sweet, but it also brought a heavy burden. They needed to prepare for more battles and build stronger bonds among their group. As the days passed, the humans focused on rebuilding their camp. They repaired old structures and created new defenses, ensuring they would be ready for whatever the predators might throw at them. Captain Alex Turner worked tirelessly alongside his team, helping wherever he could. He understood that a strong community would be vital for their survival. One evening, while the sun set behind the trees, Alex gathered everyone around the campfire. The flames flickered and danced, casting warm light on their faces. "We have all been through a lot," he began, his voice steady. "But we are not just a group of fighters. We are a family. To win this war, we need to trust each other and support one another." The humans nodded in agreement. Mia, who had become a key member of the team, stood up. "I think we should share our stories," she suggested. "Each of us has faced challenges and losses. Sharing our experiences can help us grow closer and understand each other better." With that, one by one, the humans began to share their stories. They spoke of their families, their dreams, and their struggles. Each story was different, but they all shared a common theme: survival and hope. As they listened to one another, they felt their bonds grow stronger. When it was Alex's turn to speak, he shared a story about his childhood. "I grew up in a small town, far from the chaos of today. My parents taught me the importance of kindness and helping others. I remember one winter when our neighbors lost their home in a fire. My family invited them to stay with us. It taught me that together we are stronger, and that lesson is what drives me to fight for all of you now." After the stories were shared, a sense of warmth filled the air. The humans laughed, cried, and celebrated their shared experiences. They felt more united than ever before. That night, they formed new friendships and strengthened the old ones, creating a sense of belonging in a world that had turned against them. In the following days, the humans continued to build their community. They held training sessions, teaching each other skills they had learned over the years. Some focused on combat techniques, while others shared knowledge about engineering and survival in the wilderness. Maya took it upon herself to teach others how to build and repair the traps they had used in the first battle. As the team trained together, they became more than just fighters. They became friends. They learned to rely on one another and share responsibilities. They celebrated their victories, no matter how small, and supported each other through setbacks. The camp buzzed with laughter and camaraderie, a stark contrast to the fear that had once gripped their lives. One day, as they practiced setting up traps, Mia noticed a young boy named Jake watching them. He looked fascinated but also nervous. Jake had lost his parents during an attack and had been living in the shadows since then. Mia approached him with a smile. "Would you like to help us?" she asked kindly. Jake's eyes widened in surprise. "Really? I can help." "Of course," Maya replied. "Everyone here has something valuable to offer. Come on, I'll show you how to set up a trap." With Mia's encouragement, Jake joined the group. As he worked with them, he began to open up and laugh, his sadness fading away. The other humans welcomed him, making him feel like part of the family. Jake's presence reminded everyone of what they were fighting for, a future where children could play freely and safely. Meanwhile, Alex noticed how the community was growing stronger each day. He watched as friendships formed and people learned to trust one another. He felt proud of what they were building together. "This is what makes us powerful," he thought. "Our unity is our strength." As time went on, the humans also decided to have fun together to lighten their spirits. They organized games and competitions, creating a sense of normalcy amidst the chaos. They played capture the flag, raced through the trees, and held storytelling nights by the campfire. Laughter echoed in the forest, a sound that had been missing for far too long. During one of these evenings, the humans gathered around the campfire again. This time, they shared not only stories but also songs. They sang about hope, friendship, and the beauty of life. As their voices mingled with the night air, a sense of peace settled over them. However, Varn, the young predator, watched from a distance. He had been following the humans for days, drawn to their laughter and camaraderie. He couldn't shake the feeling that they were different from what his kind had believed. The humans were not just prey. They were resilient and full of spirit. Varn felt a growing desire to connect with them. He wanted to help, but he feared the consequences. Would the humans accept him if they knew he was a predator? That night, as the fire crackled and the humans celebrated, Varn made a decision. He would approach them and see if there was a way to bridge the gap between their worlds. Perhaps, in the midst of war, there was a chance for friendship. With newfound courage, Varn stepped forward, ready to face whatever awaited him. He hoped that by reaching out, he could help change the course of their future. As the humans celebrated, they remained unaware that an unexpected ally was about to enter their lives. Little did they know that their strongest battle was not just against the apex predators, but also against the misunderstandings that had kept them apart for so long. Turning the tide. The sun shone brightly on the day that would change everything for the humans and the apex predators. After weeks of building friendships and training, Captain Alex Turner knew it was time to put their plans into action. The humans had learned a lot from their first battle, and they were ready for the next step. As they gathered around the campfire the night before the next battle, Alex spoke with determination. "We have trained hard, and we know our enemies better now. We need to use what we've learned to turn the tide in our favor. This time, we will not just defend ourselves. We will take the fight to them." Mia stood beside him, her heart racing with excitement. "We can set up traps in their territory. We know the apex predators will not expect us to invade. We can catch them by surprise." The humans cheered at the idea. They felt empowered and ready to take action. They discussed their strategy late into the night, planning how to infiltrate the predators' territory and how to set up their traps. Each person offered ideas, and together they created a detailed plan. The next morning, the humans set out, moving quietly through the forest. They felt the weight of their mission, but the thought of fighting for their lives and their future pushed them forward. As they approached the predator's territory, tension filled the air. They knew they were stepping into a dangerous place. With Mia leading the way, they began to set up their traps. They worked quickly and quietly, using the skills they had learned over the past weeks. The forest was alive with the sounds of birds and rustling leaves, but the humans stayed focused. Each trap was carefully placed, ready to catch any predator that dared to enter. Just as they finished setting up, they heard the low growl of an apex predator nearby. The humans froze, hearts pounding in their chests. "Stay calm," Alex whispered. "We are ready for this." They hid behind trees, their bodies tense as they waited for the predator to appear. When it stepped into the clearing, it was one of the larger creatures, its orange fur glistening in the sunlight. The humans held their breath, watching as it wandered closer to the traps. Suddenly, one of the traps sprang, capturing the predator in a net. It roared in surprise, thrashing around in an attempt to escape. The humans cheered softly, excitement filling the air. "We did it," Mia whispered, her eyes wide with joy. But the victory was short-lived. The commotion had attracted other predators, and soon the clearing was filled with angry roars. "Get ready," Alex shouted. "They're coming." The humans quickly regrouped, ready to fight. They had set up more traps, and as the predators charged in, they triggered them one by one. Each trap that captured a predator filled the humans with confidence. They fought hard, using their weapons and skills to keep the predators at bay. Amid the chaos, Varn, the young predator who had been watching them, stepped forward. He had seen the humans' bravery and wanted to help. Gathering his courage, he roared, trying to get their attention. "Stop," he shouted. "I want to help you." The humans paused, surprise written on their faces. Varn had been watching from the shadows, unsure if they would accept him. Alex stepped forward, confusion and hope battling in his heart. "You? Why do you want to help us?" he asked. "I don't want to fight," Varn explained. "I see that you are different. You care about each other. We can work together to make this stop. The apex predators are not all bad. We can turn the tide together." The humans exchanged glances, unsure of what to do. Maya stepped forward. "If you want to help, you must prove that you can be trusted," she said firmly. "Join us, and we will see if we can work together." Varn nodded, determination in his eyes. "I will do whatever it takes." With Varn on their side, the humans felt a new sense of strength. They quickly explained their strategy to them. Varn had knowledge of the predator's behavior, which could be valuable to the humans. Together, they prepared to face the oncoming wave of apex predators. As the battle continued, Varn used his skills to communicate with the other predators, trying to show them that the humans meant no harm. Some of the predators hesitated, unsure of whether to fight or flee. Varn's presence changed the atmosphere, causing confusion among the predators. "Now is our chance," Alex shouted. "Let's push forward." The humans fought with renewed energy. They worked together, using traps, distractions, and Varn's insights to turn the battle in their favor. The tide had truly turned. Slowly, the apex predators began to retreat, realizing they were outmatched. The humans pressed on, driving them away from their territory. Each victory fueled their courage, and soon, the last of the predators ran back into the forest, defeated. Breathless and triumphant, the humans gathered together, their hearts filled with joy. They had faced their fears and fought bravely. They had not only survived, but had also taken a stand against their enemies. "Together, we did this," Mia exclaimed, smiling at Varn. "You helped us more than you know." Alex nodded, his heart swelling with pride. "This is just the beginning. We have shown that we can turn the tide when we stand together. Our unity is our greatest weapon." As they celebrated their victory, The humans knew that they had formed a powerful alliance with Varn. The battle against the apex predators was not over, but they were no longer alone. With newfound hope, they prepared for the challenges ahead, ready to fight for a future where they could coexist. In the heart of the forest, under the canopy of trees, the humans had discovered that friendship and understanding could change the course of their lives. And together, they would face whatever came next. The final showdown. After their victory, the humans felt a surge of hope. They had faced the apex predators and won, but they knew the fight was not over. The predators would regroup, and their leader, a massive creature known as Vrax, was still out there. Vrax was feared by all, and he would not take the humans' actions lightly. Captain Alex Turner gathered his team around the campfire that night. The fire crackled, sending sparks into the dark sky. "We must prepare for the final showdown," he said, his voice steady. "Vrax will come for us, and when he does, we need to be ready." Mia nodded, her expression serious. "We've learned a lot about the apex predators. We need to use that knowledge to our advantage. We can set a trap that will catch Vrax off guard." The humans spent the next few days training and preparing for the fight. They practiced their strategies and strengthened their bond with Varn. The young predator had become an essential part of their team, sharing insights about his kind that helped the humans understand their enemies better. As they worked, Varn could sense the tension in the air. He had heard stories of Vrax's power and brutality. "Vrax will not come alone," he warned the group. "He will bring his best fighters with him. We must be ready for anything." On the day of the showdown, the sky was gray, and a storm was brewing. The humans felt a chill in the air, but they refused to let fear take hold. They gathered their weapons and set their traps near a clearing where they believed Vrax would strike. As the hours passed, the tension grew. The humans positioned themselves, hiding behind trees and rocks. They could hear the distant sounds of the predators moving through the forest. Varn was beside Alex, his body tense with anticipation. "They are coming," he said quietly, his eyes scanning the trees. Suddenly, a loud roar echoed through the forest. The ground shook as Vrax and his warriors burst into the clearing. The massive creature was terrifying, with dark scales and fierce red eyes that glowed like embers. The other predators followed, growling and snarling, ready to attack. "Now," Alex shouted. The humans sprang into action, triggering the traps they had set up. Nets flew through the air, catching several predators off guard. The humans fought bravely, using their weapons to hold back the fierce attacks. Vrax charged toward Alex, his massive size making the ground tremble with each step. Alex felt fear grip him, but he remembered his team and the friendships they had built. "We can do this," he shouted, rallying his team. Together. Mia joined Alex's side, her weapon ready. "We will not back down," she declared. They stood strong, facing Vrax together as the battle raged around them. The humans worked as a team, their movements synchronized. They had trained hard, and now they were putting everything they had learned into action. Varn fought alongside them, using his knowledge of the predators to outmaneuver their attacks. He called out to the humans, guiding them and warning them of incoming threats. "Watch your left," Varn shouted as a predator lunged at Mia. She swiftly dodged and struck back, her determination shining through. Each human fought with courage, knowing they were not alone. Their bonds had made them stronger, and they were willing to protect one another at all costs. As the battle continued, Alex and Varn found themselves face to face with Vrax. The giant predator roared, his voice echoing through the clearing. "You think you can defeat me, little humans?" he taunted, his eyes narrowing. "You are nothing." But Alex stood firm. "We are not nothing. We are united, and together we will take you down." With that, the final clash began. Vrax charged at Alex, who dodged to the side, narrowly escaping the beast's powerful jaws. In the chaos, Maya seized the opportunity to launch an attack from behind. landing a blow on Vrax's side. The creature howled in pain, turning to face her with fury. "Keep fighting," Mia shouted, rallying her friends. "We can do this." Varn took advantage of Vrax's momentary distraction. He leaped onto the creature's back, using his agility to dodge the predator's wild thrashing. "Aim for his legs," he shouted. The humans quickly adjusted their tactics, focusing their attacks on Vrax's massive legs, trying to bring him down. With a final roar, Vrax stumbled and fell to the ground, shaking the earth. The humans seized the moment surrounding him. They fought fiercely, each strike filled with the hope of a brighter future. Varn, still on Vrax's back, delivered the final blow, using all his strength to push the creature down. As Vrax lay defeated, a hush fell over the battlefield. The remaining apex predators hesitated, uncertainty flickering in their eyes. They looked at their fallen leader and then at the humans, who stood strong and united. Alex raised his weapon, breathing heavily but filled with determination. "This is our land now. We will protect it, and we will protect each other. You can choose to fight or to leave in peace. The choice is yours." One by one, the predators began to retreat, leaving their leader behind. They had seen the strength and unity of the humans, and they were no longer willing to face their power. As the last of the predators vanished into the trees, the humans erupted in cheers. They had done the impossible. They had faced the apex predators and emerged victorious. Varn jumped down from Vrax and joined his new friends, a sense of pride swelling in his chest. "We did it," he exclaimed, a wide smile on his face. Alex clapped him on the shoulder. "Yes, we did it together. This victory is for all of us." The humans celebrated their hard-fought victory, but they also understood the importance of the choice they had made. They had fought not only for their survival, but for the possibility of peace. They knew that the path ahead would not be easy, but they were ready to face it together. In that moment, beneath the stormy sky, they felt a bond that went beyond friendship. They were allies, warriors, and family. And with that, they prepared to build a future where humans and apex predators could coexist, one step at a time. A new beginning. The sun rose slowly over the forest, casting a warm golden light on the clearing where the final battle had taken place. The air was fresh, filled with the sounds of birds chirping and leaves rustling in the gentle breeze. It was a new day, and for the humans and Varn, it was a new beginning. After the defeat of Vrax, the humans took a moment to catch their breath. They gathered in the clearing, still buzzing with the excitement of their victory. They had not only fought bravely, but had also won the respect of the apex predators. Now they faced the challenge of building a new life together. Captain Alex Turner stood at the front of the group, looking at his friends and allies. "We did something amazing," he said, his voice filled with pride. "We faced our fears and worked together. Now we have the chance to create something better. It won't be easy, but I believe we can do it." Mia stepped forward, her eyes shining with hope. "We have shown the apex predators that we are not their enemies. If we work together, we can help each other survive and thrive. We can learn from one another." Varn nodded, his expression serious but hopeful. "Many of my kind are afraid of humans. They see you as a threat, but I know that with time and effort, we can change their minds. Together, we can show them that there is another way." The humans exchanged glances, inspired by Varn's words. They had come to trust him, and they could see that he truly wanted peace. "Let's start by inviting the other predators to meet us here," Alex suggested. "We can talk and show them that we mean no harm." Over the next few days, the humans worked hard to prepare for the meeting. They set up a large area in the clearing where they could gather with the apex predators. They wanted to create a space that felt welcoming, where both groups could feel safe. As they prepared, Maya took it upon herself to gather food from the forest. She wanted to offer a meal as a sign of goodwill. "Food brings people together," she said with a smile. "If we share a meal, it can help break the ice." Finally, The day of the meeting arrived. The humans gathered in the clearing, their hearts racing with excitement and nervousness. They had no idea how the apex predators would respond. Would they come peacefully? Would they be angry? Varn stood beside Alex, his eyes scanning the trees for any sign of movement. "They will come," he assured the humans. "Trust me." Just as Varn spoke, the bushes rustled, and the first of the apex predators emerged. They moved cautiously, their eyes watching the humans closely. Alex felt his heart pound as he recognized some of the creatures from the battle. Would they remember the fight, or could they see that things had changed? "Welcome," Alex called out, raising his hands to show he meant no harm. "We are glad you came. We want to talk." Mia stepped forward, carrying a large platter of fruits and nuts. "We have prepared a meal for everyone. Please, join us. Let's share this moment together." The predators hesitated, glancing at one another, but Varn stepped forward, his voice strong. "These humans have shown courage and kindness. They have defeated Vrax and given us a chance for peace. We should accept their invitation." Slowly, the apex predators began to relax. One by one, they stepped into the clearing, their eyes curious but cautious. They looked at the spread of food, and soon, the tension in the air began to fade. As the humans and apex predators sat down together, Alex took a deep breath. He could feel the weight of the moment. "We have been enemies for too long," he began. "But today we have a chance to build a new future. We can learn from one another and create a life where we can all thrive." Mia added, "We are not here to fight. We want to understand you and your ways, just as you can learn about us. Together, we can protect this land." The predators listened intently. For many, this was the first time they had heard humans speak openly. Slowly, they began to eat, sampling the food that Mia had prepared. The simple act of sharing a meal helped break down the barriers between them. As the food disappeared, conversations began to flow. The humans and predators shared stories, laughter, and ideas. They talked about their lives, their homes, and what they needed to survive. With each exchange, they built a bridge of understanding that had once seemed impossible. Days turned into weeks as the two groups worked together. They helped each other with tasks, shared knowledge, and learned to trust one another. The humans taught the predators about farming and the benefits of community. In return, the predators showed the humans how to navigate the forest and the best ways to gather food and resources. Varn became a vital link between the two groups, helping to ease tensions and misunderstandings. He was a symbol of hope, proving that friendship could blossom in the unlikeliest of places. As time went on, the forest transformed into a thriving community. The humans and apex predators lived side by side, helping each other and learning from their differences. They built homes together, shared their knowledge, and became stronger as one united group. One day, as Alex and Mia stood together watching the sun set over their new home, they couldn't help but feel a sense of accomplishment. "We did it," Maya said, her voice filled with pride. "We turned our fight into something beautiful." Alex nodded, a smile on his face. "This is just the beginning. Together, we will face whatever challenges come our way. We have built a community that will stand strong against anything. We are no longer just humans or apex predators. We are family." And so, in the heart of the forest, a new beginning unfolded. The humans and apex predators had learned that understanding and friendship were far more powerful than fear and conflict. They had created a future where they could coexist, living in harmony and creating a better life for all. In that moment, they knew they were ready to face whatever the world had in store for them, united as one.